Guys, it's Aaron with What We Do Daily, and I'm really far away from the microphone. How's this? I'm gonna be right up in your ear the whole time. Hey there, baby. Nobody watches this. Nobody. Oh, look at that. Oh, God, I'm peeking it so bad. This is the ASMR hour with Aaron. How's it going? We're gonna play When They Cry. It's a visual novel, baby. I'm gonna stop doing that. Yeah, but no. I'm going to start making videos again, and this is going to be one of them. So, to the nobody that watches this, enjoy. It'll be me. I'm my greatest fan. I think I'm doing a shit job, though. Tell me about it in the comments myself. Oh. See, I do that when I get nervous. I just make noise, and that's not a good thing. And I've wasted a minute. Wasted a whole fucking minute. Let's get into this shit. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Welcome to the world of Higurashi, When They Cry. That word arc will be the opening inviting you into the world. Don't play through. Please, just enjoy life in Himizawa to the fullest. The difficulty is extremely high, but I hope you enjoy the reward. Oh, baby, we've been enticed. We've been allured. Let's get right on in it. Hotcakes. Excuse me. It's ringing in my ear. Please don't lament, I will forgive you, even if the world will not. Please don't lament, I will forgive you, even if you will not forgive. So please tell me, what will it take for you to forgive me? Frederica Birkencastle. That's an important character. Keep that in mind. I was going to say this is based off an anime, but there's an other way around. Anime based off this. It's a whole series. Ow. Whole thing. Whole skadoodle. AD 1983, the early summer 57th year of the Showa era. I don't know if that sounds grady on your ears. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. I was going to be ripped apart. I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. If I was going to try and convince myself with such a silly sobbing voice and those tears making me a mess of my face, that mechanical repetitious sound finally stilled and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained annoyingly loud, and yet I felt as if I could hear her voice. But that's not possible. She's no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. It sounds like me. She never cried. That sounds like her. I don't know who we're talking about. Well, maybe I do. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she still never expressed any emotion besides that there was none to be shown. If she had no tears to shed for me, then I shouldn't need to shed any for her. Then, why this pain, my eyes getting moist, why was this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently, "You've been fucked, real bad." My spirit had suffered enough, and countless times I'd wandered over, and I just fuck. God damn it, you read that text, I'm gonna stop right here. Except I stubbornly refused to do that. I just feel better if I just threw it away, even knowing that I choose to believe it didn't. Only I can understand the painful struggle and appreciate it. I'm squeezing my nip because I'm nervous. Ooh. Hey, me. I've tried more than enough. I acknowledge that much. So, isn't it alright to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind with her, like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, I can feel my arm. It's right here. Just lift it up, and with every swing, forget a little more. The kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I like petting your head. I loved how demure, that word you were, demure, because this would be the last time. Because I'm swinging this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Bouquet. I wonder if that picked up my neck popping. Hold on. Perhaps I really did. Love you. Oh, this is like a murder. No, it's kind of like a mystery. The anime is confusing. And I don't want to talk too much about it. I mean, I've already played a little. Somebody has been apologizing for a while now. I wonder what she's apologizing for. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried to ignore it. It's been a while since I last went to the city. I only returned to attend the funeral of a relative. Even though I lived there until the last month, I found the whole bustle of the city to be overwhelming. The skyscrapers and the multi-lane roads. The melodious cacophony of the crosswalk. Even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt nostalgic. The place where I live now isn't nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of the locusts and the babbling of the brooks and the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. Rather than making me feel lonely, the quietness had begun to instill a sense of serenity. This is nothing where I'm living now. There is nothing where I'm living now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints, there aren't even any vending machines. No vending machines. This town sucks ass. No music stores, no restaurants, double sucks ass. No arcades, triple. Even an ice cream parlor would be unlikely. Whatever 4 is. The nearest town had some stuff like that, but it's an hour away by bike. But come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors, but it wasn't like I ever hung out at any of them. I hit the wrong button. I haven't lived in the city for titties. I'm take a. Think I'm gonna edit that out? Think I'm gonna be smart? Think I'm gonna remove my mistakes? No. If I have to suffer through them, you have to suffer through them. I had to live in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. Neither have I. I should have gone at least once. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that a little. Somebody is still apologizing. Who is she apologizing to? She apologized already so much. Just forgive her. There's no reason anyone should need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed at whoever is refusing to forgive her. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. That's repairable. You just need to be more careful next time. She's still apologizing even now. Then, has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what it is she's done, but if it can't be fixed, then that's all the more reason to forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey you, the one she's apologizing to. Why don't you go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice. Kenshi, we're almost there. Wake up. I finally roused my nap, but god damn it, my father woke me up. He punched me in the face. Get up, you faggot. We're here. Oh, by the way, character's name is Kenshi. Kenshi, we're almost there. Wake up. I was finally aroused from my nap by my father punching me square in the face. It seemed the train had finally stopped. We'd spent hours riding everything from bullet trains to local routes to those little toy trains at amusement parks. It was hard to believe that the landscape beyond the window in the city I was in half a day ago were in the same country. No, that they were in the same era. From the mountains, we take a car deep into the From the mountains, we take a car deeper into the mountains. We're doubling mountains. From there, we'd take a car deeper into the mountains. What a beautiful town. Past where the dense forest approached on this mountain, suddenly road opened. That's English. I speak it. There, where I live now. Hikazawa, the place. Whew. Higurashi when they cry. I wonder if this is loud enough. What if I do this? Keep you on your toes. Keep you on your toes. Even though we're approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. Does it sound metallic? I mean, it just might be for me, but the audio sounds a little metallic. I don't know if that's how it's supposed to sound, but whatever. In exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. The neighboring houses were far on the other side. So I was probably the only one enjoying the view in the air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Higurashi, I learned that even air had its own taste. Like mountain. You couldn't see what I was doing. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed down for breakfast. I realized I was late and I had to run out with toast in my mouth like they do in the animes. I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed down for breakfast. My mother was the only one there, and my father, nowhere to be seen. He was probably up working until the morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. He drew nude ladies for strangers online, except he didn't do that because this is 1983 and I don't know what the internet is. Getting up when you want, sleep when you want, work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about it. I just thought because it looked easy, I'd never tell him that though. Mom laid breakfast on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. That's a weird breakfast. Mom was such a great cook. It was scary. It was terrifying. The seaweed, the pickled vegetables, they were shaped like little monsters. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule. You should tell your dad it just means like a list of events that you have to do. My mom never squandered any effort or time. She hummed a little tune she brought over the miso soup. Seems like she was in a good mood today. I wonder what she was humming. She was probably humming a. I'm so. I'm gonna do me a lady voice. I'm so happy you're waking up early since we moved here, can't you? If you don't wake up early, I don't have time to eat breakfast. What do you want? I need your PS4 controller charge. God, I'm in the middle of recording. This boy shows up. I'm doing a Japanese lady voice!
Well, I need your controller charger.
I thought I was being cute, responding with a wise crack after being praised for being good. Full bowl of rice, or will half be enough? Now I'm getting loud. It shouldn't be loud. Full bowl of rice. I'd rather pile it on, because I'm a fat piece of shit. First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it with an egg. It's a weird breakfast, this boy. It's a weird breakfast I'm eating over here, Adam. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, and salmon. I'm gonna do that. After that, I covered it with egg. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of pickles. Not bad at all. Excellent as usual. Watching me clean my plate, my mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved, Kenshi. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school, rarely ate breakfast, boycotting the breakfast Mom made each morning. That was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. Japanese school, sucks. You have to, apply to get into, a middle school. Into, a high school. There's one high school in my town, and I did shit there. I played my 3DS the last half of the year. Aubrey can attest to that. I guess that's what you call my rebellious phase. I wasn't so much as looking at breakfast she woke up early. Fuck. I wouldn't so much look at the breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. If I could go back in time, I would invest in Bitcoin. Mindful of the time, Mom brushed me along with a wide grin. She just wanted to plow Dad in the art room. It was about time you meet up with Reina. With Reina-chan. Hurry. No, hurry. Mom really enjoyed the fact that her son was going to school with a Goyle, Raina, one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to meet me every day without fail. What is the dog doing? Unimportant. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a Goyle, just lame. But well, keeping a classmate waiting for every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Raina wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of my miso soup, I race for the door. Please thank Raina-chan for them pickles. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning. It's gonna be one big old 30. Kenshin-kun. Ah, screw it. This is gonna. Oh, baby. No, hotcakes. No! Ah, man, I'm messing with my. I had a timer set up and I messed it. Screw it. I'm just gonna do this one. It's gonna be one big 30-minute thing. I'll upload it. It's fine. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Kenshin-kun. Good morning. Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. Wait, is that my line or is that her line? You should try sleeping in sometime. No, that's okay. That's me. This one's if I sleep in. Oh, son of a bitch! I unplugged my headset. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. She's so conscientious, such a good person. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. Kenshin-kun, you're so cold. I wait for you all the time. I'll leave you in the dust, without looking back. Why are you so mean? Why? Am I having fun, or do I want to die? Find out later on. I'll give you the answer. I want to die. Raina had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how easy it was to just straight up fuck with her. I'm kidding. I'd wait for you. With those words, Raina seemed to relax. Her face blushed bright red. Thank you. Actually, I want to just pause a quick second. You guys want to see what the old stupid art style looked like? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Yeah. It's an updated one. Bing. Doop. Nah. Doop. Okay. Thank you. I'd wait forever until you came, Raina. No matter how long. Forever? Raina turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. It's quite rare for her to find someone to foofling. Have you ever read a romance novel, Raina? I have. Well, I've never read any before. From that response, I gather she's interested in them, but too embarrassed to actually buy one. I would say use the internet, but like I said, 1983. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she'd read one. She'd probably turn red, pass out. Oh yeah, a message from Mom. She said, "Thanks for the pickles." It was nothing. It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? They weren't. Fuck me now. They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. It would have been fine just to be honest and say they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before that. The one who pickled them, Raina? Or was it your mother? Huh? Why do you ask? Were they too salty? Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically. Was it you, Raina, or your mom? Answer the damn question, Raina. Why are you asking who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion of them might change. Drastically. She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she put in them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are the worst. Guys like me. Raina nervously opened and closed her mouth over, trying to muster a response. It was me. It was me, Kenshi Senpai. They're actually the same age. I think. Simply delicious. I am the glub gab galub. Pretty good, just like the last ones. They were perfect with rice. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It was truly a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Reina never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Keep at it, Reina. I'll train you to handle it like the average person can. Or so I decided for myself. Let's go. If we keep me on waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Seeing us just spacing out, I called Reina back to reality. She snapped back to reality. There goes gravity, so we can make our way to school. The strange, easily flustered girl is Reina Ryuga. I'd only known her for a month, but I've come to realize that just her name's fucking stupid. There's some chill music. Me-chan, good morning. I feel like a fucking ass saying this. Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Ah. Finally. Like, oh, finally, you two are late. Usually you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to the diligent Reina, this one marched to the beat of her own drum. She's Mion Shiozaki. From what it's worth, she's our senior and head of the class. Morning, Reina, and it's been a while. Oi, Kanchi. How many years? I was only off for 2 days, you Australian bitch. Oh, you don't say. You were so much cuter back then. This is gonna just slowly devolve. Mion gazed straight at my chest and dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. So she was saying that my crotch was cuter back then? Before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. Sure, kid. I mean, I'm not judging. I've grown quite splendid. You'd be surprised. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Oh, hoo-hoo! Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you it next time. Make sure you greet him properly. Don't say next time. Right now is just fine. Drop them trousers, mate. How about letting the little guy out for a breath of fresh air this morning? I don't think I've ever talked so dirty before. The fuck? Sexy talks fouled up the air. Mion sure did act like an old man. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Dick reveal. 400 subs. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached my fly, Reina began to ramble in a near panic. Hey. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Reina tried to play dumb, but it was obviously. She knew. It was my wiener. How was it seeing the city again? Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk, changing the topic to something more befitting of a pleasant morning. I only went to a funeral for a few days. I mean... So, did you look for it? The thing I asked you for? You're not listening at all. I just came back from a funeral. My grandmother died, you whore. Just kidding. I just wish she's dead. I didn't have time to look around in toy stores. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know. It's real difficult to get West End stuff around here, because, you know, since it's 1983, I can't go on fucking eBay. Is this about games? Me-chan. Mion nodded proudly as Reina giggled. Yep, I wanted Kenshi to bring me back a Western Port catalog, you see. Westport, for short. Western Imported Games. Using the abbreviation didn't make it geeky. You just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, I guess I have to now. was going to get another game full of hot action. I don't know what her accent is. Just going to be whatever I please it to be. This time I'd like a game that's easy to understand. Mion is a board game and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. According to Reina, Mia's room is some kind of museum for foreign and domestic games. If there's a game you think I understand, let me play it too, I say. Of course. If Kenshi is up for it, I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just what I want. I will play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose. Whoa. Then we'll let you in the group. This time, I guess. Bristling with joy from head to toe, Reina looked back and forth between... Oh, that was Reina's line. Fuck. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up a bit further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I'd figured you wouldn't want to. Reina laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I'd moved here less than a month ago. I understood they all could have transferred like me, feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in so they won't feel like they have to make me feel welcome. I feel like it'll act a bit more open than I usually am. It should probably be the right place for this. Hinizama was a real small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. The class encompassed all different grades and ages. There were about 30 students at different levels of the same class. I was told they used to use a bigger school building that actually had separate classes. However, something happened that made it become a single classroom, and now it stayed that way out of tradition. I was quite shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. I'd gotten used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. With such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school, but that was not a bad thing. Mion, who had been walking in front of me up until now, suddenly let me take the lead, right in front of the classroom door. I was about to slide it whenever and enter the room first. Heh, too bad I wasn't going to fall for this again. To think you'd give a lead here, for this to be a test of my skills. Mion chuckled, a haughty smirk on her face. Man, that's some music. What is it, you guys? Step back, Reina. It's dangerous. She's here. Huh? The Sadako is... Her name is Sadako Hojo. She was a disrespectful, imprudent, bossy kid. The way she talked was annoying. She's actually one of my favorite characters, her and Rika. But it would be immature to get worked up over. Just the real problem was that. Quite the obvious trap, a blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious, Sadako. A haughty laugh came from behind the door. Excellent, Keiichi. I guess that means you win this round. No, this is Sadako we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intricate traps, since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Yeah, traps are really kept becoming like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on, as well as being clever. They almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape. No time to relax. By the looks of it, this is a normal eraser. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from the blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day. Sadako is kind of like a bitch. Like she just like first day of school pegs you with a eraser full of rocks. But you know what? What I'm gonna do right here? I'm gonna end it before we get into the fun bits. Before you even know what the trap is. That's right, left you with a cliffhanger. Entice you. Get you a little. It was just to wet your lips. Just to get a little taste on your tongue. Just a tap. Just a tap of good juice. Tap of good juice right on your tongue, and you'll be like, oh man, now what am I gonna do? Don't worry, this is not gonna be one episode and then 6 years later I'll upload episode 2. I'm not gonna make any promises because I'm a liar, but more will come in time. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, you sexy little hermit crab.